You too can make a full-time living or part-time selling jeans on eBay. Watch this video to learn how. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in. Welcome to another Thrift Union video. My name's Kevin. So today we're just going to go over some basic steps on selling jeans on eBay. First we'll go over sourcing and some brands that sell well for us, the top 5 brands that sell for us. And then we'll go over listing, how we list them, how to measure them, and including how we inventory all the jeans. And then finally we'll cover packing and shipping. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so when it comes to sourcing blue jeans, we mainly pick them up at thrift stores. Throughout the summer months, you may pick them up at garage sales and such things. We really haven't had too much luck with clothing at garage sales specifically. So you're generally going to pick these up at thrift stores. We pay anywhere from, on the low end, about $4, and on the high end, sometimes we can go up to $12, and once again, that's going to depend on the brand and what they're selling for. Ideally, obviously, you want to pay the least you can. For us, best bet is when we have the 50% off sales, and that's generally when we'll get them for about $4 to $4.50. Regular price at most of our thrift stores here is about $8 to $9 for a pair of jeans. Alright, so the top 5 brands that sell for us on eBay would be Silver, really good brand that you want to look out for. The most popular line within the Silver seems to be the Suki. Next, and these are in no particular order, just the 5 that sell pretty well for us. Then we got Buffalo. It's hard to say in Buffalo, there's different lines. The Driven Basics seem to sell pretty well, but generally any Buffalo men's and women's. Then we have Guess. Any brand of Guess generally, or not brand, any style of Guess usually moves pretty well for us. More the women's than the men's, but we do sell both men's and women's jeans in all of our brands, of course. Then we have Mavi, pretty good brand as well. No particular style, just that brand seems to sell in general for us. And then finally we have 7 for All Mankind. I know one brand that does sell for pretty good money, or not brand, I don't know why I keep saying that. Style within the 7 for All Mankind is the Dojo style. Definitely want to look out for that. If they're in really good shape, you can generally get anywhere from $40 and up. And of course, any of them you want to make sure that you are looking up all the styles just to see what they are going for before you do pick them up. So once again, we got Silver, Buffalo, Guess, Mavi, and 7 for All Mankind. Again, in no particular order, just 5 of the top brands that sell for us. Now when you're out there sourcing, you definitely want to make sure you're looking the jeans over as quick as you can just to check out the quality. There has been a few times when we got them back here, there's been holes and some tears in the pockets that we got overlooked. So you want to do your best to check out the quality of the, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a complete blank here. Condition is the word I was looking for. So you want to make sure that you're checking out the condition of the jeans as best you can, as quick as you can. You don't want to spend too much time doing that, but you want to make sure there isn't some obvious damage to the jeans. Especially you want to check for major fraying along the bottom of the cuff line, of course, and then check out the crotch to make sure there's no tears in there as well. Some of it can be by design when it comes to the holes and the damage to the jeans, so you definitely want to maybe do some quick research on that particular style to see if the holes are there by design. In addition, one trick that we did learn, we've been asked a few times, how do we tell the difference between men's and women's when there's no obvious signs? Quick little trick we use is putting your hands in the pockets. Men's jeans, your hand will generally fit all the way in. Women's jeans, your hands will fit about halfway, quarter way in. So that's just a quick little trick if there's no obvious signs to tell the difference between men's and women's jeans. Alright, now when it comes to listing, you definitely want to make sure that you are checking out the sold section of the eBay. and you want to look for comparables that way. You want to use the sell similar option as well. Using that, you know those particular keywords have been found and have sold. Then when you use that, you can just modify the title that suits your particular pair of jeans or in your style of titles. In general, when we use titles for jeans, we put the brand, then we put whether it's men's or women's, and then we would put the size, and then after the size, we would use the descriptive words. And when it comes to size, we use the measured size in our title as opposed to the tag size, because we find when people are searching for jeans, they want to be searching for the actual size that fits. So even though the tag may say 29 and the jean measures at 31, we would put a 31 in there. Now, the way we ensure that people note that it is measured size versus tag size, in all of our photos at the very end, we do have a photo of the measurements, which does specify the tag size and the measured size. So you definitely want to make sure that you are pointing out that you do have both measurements in your ad, just so there's no confusion. Right, so when it comes to measurements, we provide 3 measurements. We do the waist, the length, and the rise. So first what we want to do is we want to make sure the front and the back of the waist are lined up even. Then we'll measure from one side over to the other side. Then we'll do the length. So for that we do from the seam of the crotch down to the cuff. And then for the rise, we measure from the button down with the zipper to the crotch seam to give us the rise. We put those 3 measurements in our very last photo, and as we mentioned earlier, we also include the tag size as well, just so, I mean, it's common knowledge, but we want to make sure that we are noting that the size difference from your general wear and tear, washing, shrinking, and things like that, there may be a difference between the tag and the actual measured sizes. All right, now once we got everything listed, we need to store and inventory them. So the way we keep track of that is we use this clothes peg system or clothes pin system. So on this clothes pin, what we do is we'll indicate the location. So basically first it tells us the shelf, the location, and then the item number, and then we have shelves that correspond with what's indicated on the clothespin. It's worked well for us, pretty handy, and what we do is with this information we just put it in the custom SKU. That way when the item sells, we know where to go look for the jeans. So it's pretty straightforward. It's worked for us, so I definitely recommend some sort of inventory system along this lines to help you out with your jeans. And then when it comes to shipping, we ship all jeans via Canada Post, and we simply put them in poly mailers depending on the size. Obviously it's going to vary on the size of the poly mailer, and we ship everything a flat rate. So standard shipping we send out $12.99, expedited we do $14.99, and within the US we do $12.99. And again, everything goes Canada Post, and we use flat rate shipping. It's just a lot easier for us. Being in Canada, shipping rates can be fairly expensive depending on where your location is going, and because we don't have the flat rates from Canada Post, it's really hard to judge how much to charge each client because we don't measure and pre-package, so it's hard for us to do the calculated shipping at this point. It is something that we may look into, doing calculated shipping in the future and pre-packing your items, but as of right now, we just use the flat rate option. There is a service called Chit Chats. We would highly recommend looking into that. It does allow Canadians to ship from Canada using USPS. We don't use it currently, unfortunately. They're not in our particular area. They do accept deliveries, so you can do a bulk order of all your purchases, put them in a box, ship them out to Chit Chats themselves, and they will go ahead and ship them out for you. Just as of right now, it's not feasible for us to pay that additional courier cost to get it to them, but it is something that we are looking at, and from our research and from what other people I've heard that do use them, I definitely recommend looking into Chit Chats if they are in your area. I'll leave a link below if you want to check that out. Alright, so I hope you found that helpful, and of course if you did, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell will also let you know when we have new content up. And don't forget to check out some of the links below. It gives you some the tools that we use on a daily basis for selling on eBay. Other than that, thanks for stopping in. Take care. Have a good one.